Yo, what up, Sun City? It's your boy Tarik here, and today we're here with a familiar face, Tenz, aka Tyson, as another announced player for the roster. So today we got Tyson here, and we're gonna ask him just a few questions about just himself and also about the team, just to get a little bit more insight on everything, I guess. So it's not much of a secret that the past season has been pretty rough for Sentinels. What made you choose to stay apart from me coming here? Is there other things that contributed to that?
I only stayed because Tarik is here.
Getting wish, man.
No, so yeah, like looking at the new season, I didn't really know what was going on. I was just gonna feel out the wave, and then like Sentinels, they seemed like they're interested in me staying, and I saw like the roster and the people that like the names they were throwing out. I'm like, what the
it's kind of insane, actually.
Yeah,
the roster is pretty fucking insane. None of us could have predicted it. So yeah, sorry, continue.
Yeah,
Sick
so
roster.
I just saw the roster. I was like, this is definitely like tournament winning roster.
So you saw a roster you like. Also, probably contributes to it is you've already been on Sentinels for a long time, so I'm sure you're comfortable. Like, you know all the people here, they know you. Like, they know what you like to do, what you don't like to do, stuff like that. So kind of the roster is starting to come together, and we're learning to see what players are on the team. And one of them is Zekin, who's obviously cracked. But what are your thoughts on him as a player in person? So
I'll reiterate that he's cracked. I think the future of Valorant definitely is the young Zoomer kids. Like I'm not sure if Zekin came from another game, but
yes, he came from Counter-Strike. He played very little. He got like level 10.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And apart from that, he has like no experience. He plays silver, he was telling me, in Valorant. So he just, I don't know, just grinded.
Yeah. I always been like under the conception that's probably the best like Valorant players will be like actual Valorant players rather than like ex CS player, ex Overwatch player. I think like just having like young talent and someone who's like really dedicated and just grinding the game constantly. I think
molded by this game only, right?
Yeah.
Like you're saying like they only know this game and what it is. So like Zekin is the future, basically. So what about the coaches that are coming onto the new team? Are you familiar with them? We got Psycho and we got Kaplan. Psycho's the head coach, and obviously I'm sure you talked to them. Psycho's the head coach and Kaplan's the strategic coach. What are your thoughts on these guys, and like have they talked to you much about like their philosophies and how they're gonna approach the team and stuff like that?
Yeah, I had a call with Psycho, and he seemed like he knew like what he wanted to do, and I definitely think like his vision is pretty solid, and we'll most likely just get like all the players like on the same page and make sure there's no like tilting or other stuff.
They seem like they have a good head on their shoulders, and I think it'll be a great thing for the team. Do you think that with this new roster that you guys could reach new heights compared to the previous one?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as long as all the players like everyone is just on the same like plan, everyone understands each other, and we all give it our all, then yeah, definitely.
Like, yeah, I feel like the potential is there as well. One question about this team that you guys are building here, this international roster, is the language barrier. Have you talked to the new guys, and are you concerned about that being a problem for the future?
I haven't talked to the new guys, but I'm sure like it won't be like that big of an issue. Just because I feel like when it comes to gaming, like I don't think you need to be like full fluent in like a language. I think you definitely need to like know some like words here and there, but I would say like comms are very like broad, especially like if you're getting into the game, like you just say like a number, this spot. I would say like it might come into like maybe a language barrier would come into effect if you're doing like a mid round and you can't properly convey like what you want everyone to do, or you're trying to call like an adaptation or something. So I think that's like probably the
one on the fly. Yeah,
that's probably like the one case, but I'm sure like we're gonna figure everything out.
I think the language barrier is gonna be like the biggest. I mean, one of the biggest things that you guys will have to work through, because it could get tricky, especially like you said with the mid-round fly calls, or just like, you know, even if you're hanging out as a team and there's one guy that can't understand or talk to people, then it's going to make him feel a little down. So hopefully we can catch him up to speed, or catch both of them up to speed. Are you excited for the new season? Are you excited for the new season and basically playing out of the studio in LA?
Yeah, that was basically the reason why I moved in the first place. I wanted to move before franchising started, so I don't have to move during franchising, and I can like kind of commit like my all, and like, because I would say like moving, especially like from one country to another, is quite annoying, and all the stuff I had to get like figured
Even
out
from state to state.
Yeah.
Anything. Yeah, like the idea of not having to travel and just playing out of the studio, like it's completely different than like CS, or even right now how it is like online and going to do events. It's gonna, I feel like you'll also have like a better like lifestyle balance too, like for the players. So I think there's a lot of pros to it. Have you ever played in front of a live crowd? Wait, you have, right?
I have twice, I think.
But anyway, you haven't played in front of a Valorant audience, which is where people are gonna go fucking crazy, especially for you and just Sentinels, especially with this roster in Brazil. That's gonna be nuts. Are you nervous about that feeling of playing in front of all these, you know, fans that, you know, basically idolize you and love you, and like, you know, you're one of the basically most popular figures in Valorant?
I wouldn't say I'm nervous, and it's probably like the one things that I remember about like early on when I was competing that I absolutely like loved, and that's like the reason why I'm still competing. I would say playing in front of like a crowd just brings like so much like hype and like adrenaline to you, and it definitely makes everything like feel a lot more like exciting.
I agree. I think there's ways to make it so that you can kind of thrive off of that, you know, presence of the crowd being there. So I'm excited to see how it works out, and what the team can do in front of the live event. How do you feel you'll perform with a more structured environment? This team is kind of being built to be a little bit more stable in that sense of having better teamwork and stuff like that. What do you think about that?
I mean, only time will tell how I personally play, but I think it's like a good, just overall like thing that players will probably play better when they know what each other are doing and know what like the overall game plan is.
Yeah, I think it applies for like every team, right?
Yeah.
Just like the more comfortable you are, and if they're setting you up to do things that you like to do, and then if people are just getting along like outside the game and shit like that, which also matters, it'll just make it easier on everyone. Do you feel like in the Valorant competitive scene, have we like seen the peak of Tenz, or do you think that you can do even way better than what you've done? Like, how far can we go?
Yeah, I definitely think like I have a lot more to show, and I mean, recent results don't really like show exactly like who I am as a player, but hopefully for next year, or like just sometime in the future, I can show like what form I was like in before.
There's a lot of rumors about like people saying like, oh, you're going to become a content creator, like Tenz is not going to join another team. Is that something you were considering, or was it mostly just, you know, you wanted to keep playing and it didn't really cross your mind?
No, didn't really cross my mind. I think
because you could obviously easily do it.
Yeah, I'd probably consider that route if I like just didn't like competitive, but I'd say the competitive aspect of the game is like the one thing that like really draws me to it.
Because you could just grind the ranked leaderboard, you know, that's what I do. Do you, this is kind of a different question, but do you feel like there's a big difference between CS and Valorant for you, like in terms of like the game or how you see it, or like do you think you didn't hit your potential in CS, or like what are your thoughts there?
So looking at like CS and Valorant, I mean, they're comparable in ways, but also very different. I'm sure like you also a CS player coming in and playing like as well, just like ranked and such. It can be both easier and harder in hard ways to like describe, I would say, because like the mechanics are very like I would say easier to pick up. You notice like a lot of the time like it's just harder to like stay consistent because everyone is like
But the game is easier to play, but it's harder to be consistent at the highest level.
Yeah,
Kind of what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
why do you enjoy playing ranked? What's your thoughts on like Valorant ranked queue?
Oh, ranked.
You don't sound too excited about it. Honestly, let's just get the question out right here. Any words? Any final words for the fans out there?
Yeah.
I think I hit a soft spot there. I think I brought back some bad memories. Oh
Okay.
No, straight up. Don't even answer. Let's just go. Any words for the fans?
Yes.
Unless you want to.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you to all the fans for supporting us and like me, the team. Hope you continue to support the new roster throughout our new journey. And yeah,
it's gonna be fucking sick, dude. Our team is really starting to come along, and I'm really excited to watch. And I can love Tenz. See you guys in the next one.